Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author of The Mortgage Code, Angela Calla. So pleased you could be with us. We are heard at this hour every weekend on CKNW. AngelaCalla.ca is how you reach out to the program. Got a variety of guests on today talking about multiple savings by having their mortgage done with the Angela Calla mortgage team. This is the time for mortgage renewals, Angela. I was looking at a figure the other day. Tons coming up for renewal. What should a person be looking for if they get that call or letter that their mortgage is up for renewal? What is the first thing they should do?
Reach out to us, have an analysis of what your goals and needs are over the next few years so we can help you select a product that's going to save you the most amount of money and help you accomplish your financial goals.
You sent out a newsletter this week, Angela. Tons of incentives for first-time buyers.
Yes. You know, Manny, I have to say, in my career, in the last 21 years, there's the most amount of incentives at this particular time. I've never seen so many grants and options available. So for those who are qualified, who have consistent income, this is absolutely your time. As an example, with one of the options that was just announced, that will be in place for the next 10 years. This definitely favors new construction, but it eliminates the GST, which has generally been something that people have avoided buying for a first-time home purchase because they have to add that percentage onto the mortgage. But that's eliminated under $1 million completely. But I believe what most Canadians don't know is there's two more significant advantages that they can combine with that new announcement. And one of them is the CMHC Eco Plus. So if they're putting down less than a 20% down payment, they're eligible for a 25% rebate on their mortgage insurance, which they can take right up front when they obtain a mortgage through specific lenders here in Canada. And in addition to that, with most of the obstacles for first-time home buyers being down payment, when they're purchasing new construction under $1.1 million, that property transfer tax is eliminated. So combining those three items on $1 million purchase is, well over $50,000 in advantages right up front.
That's enough of an incentive to get it going for a first-time buyer. In fact, Angela, I was looking at the latest survey, suggests first-time buyers have made up 12% of mortgage activity so far this year. That's up 10% from last year. So first-time buyers are listening and they're taking action.
They are. And a lot of them are getting help from mom and dad, which is consistent, Manny. I mean, always. There's always help from mom and dad. And even if it's not monetary, if their young adults or late teens are living at home and they're not being charged rent, then that's an advantage as well. Because the way to get into home ownership is from the moment you get a job, just start putting away a significant percentage of your paycheck for when you do buy your own home. And there is the first time home savers account. There's RSPs, there's TFSAs. There's all those tax efficient accounts that you can set up in order to take advantage and have your dollar move faster for you, which we can set up through our partners as well for you directly. And if you download our app at AngelaCalla.ca directly to your phone, you can get pre-qualified in 45 seconds.
Oh, gee, that is awesome service. AngelaCalla.ca, AngelaCalla.ca. With a reminder, there is no fee for Angela's service. AngelaCalla.ca. The other big thing that goes on at Angela's office each and every day, each hour of every day, mortgage restructuring, rolling outside debt into a restructured mortgage, thus saving money because you're paying a lesser interest rate on the mortgage portion than you would on outside debt, like a car loan, a student loan, a line of credit. We thought we would talk with a client of Angela's. Actually, Angela talked to this client. I didn't, via Zoom. Nadine had 3 mortgages with the bank. She had the bank's top service advisor. Never heard from them. Angela did a mortgage renewal and used equity to pay off some debts, and we're going to talk about the savings in just a moment. But I want to play that Zoom call that you did with her, Angela, and then you and I'll come back and talk about this massive saving.
Nadine, what an absolute privilege to have you join me today. Thank you for spending some time with me. Where are we connected from today for the people that are tuning in?
Prince George, BC.
Prince George, British Columbia. That has been a place where we've actually helped a lot of clients. So It's great to see you.
Yeah, good.
So how did you hear about the Angela Calla mortgage team?
Through the CKNW show that my husband listens to every week. He was amazed at all the testimonials, and so we decided that we would give you a call. And
Excellent. And what life stage were you at? Like, what was kind of going on that inspired you to call?
Well, our mortgage was up for renewal.
Yeah.
And we had zero contact from our bank other than a generic email at 90 days telling us that our mortgage was expiring, another generic email at 60 days, and then a final email at 30 days. Now, this is a big bank that we've been with for over 20 years. Had 3 mortgages with, have several investments, lines of credit, credit cards, all that, and we even have, a designated, advisor and nothing. So, for us, the savings, obviously is great, but it's the service. And, we were kind of done with the big banks. And just decided to give you a call. And
so there was a difference when you gave us a call compared to because I know that when you had called in, you had never worked with a mortgage broker before. No. You were kind of wondering what that was like. So if you could explain to the people who are tuning in today, what was the difference between working from your previous experience working, only with the bank for the last 3 mortgages compared to when you reached out to us?
It just the instant customer service, the instant, it wasn't, oh, your account number XYZ, you're Scott and Nadine and you need our help, right? And we just got that sense from John, like right off the bat. And, he asked, what do you need? What are you looking for? What's your 5-year, 10-year plan? And he listened to us. And, we're at the stage where, it's about saving money. Of course, the world's gone sideways and everything is so much more expensive. And, you just watch your hard-earned dollars fly out the bank account. And, we were extremely, even if we weren't going to save any money, we had already made the decision that we were going to move our mortgage to you guys. So, saving $2,800 a month is like huge.
Wow. So as a result of us redoing your mortgage at the renewal time, you saved how much money each month?
$2,800.
Wow, that's incredible. So what does that $28 in freed up cash flow mean for your overall financial plan and your outlook on everything moving forward?
It gives us opportunity to bank that money rather than, we need to grow our savings. Yes, we have investment property and whatnot, but, neither one of us has pensions. My husband has a small pension, but, it's really for retirement. I'm 47, he's 58. So, we don't want to work forever. And, that's a lot of money. That's net money. Like that's it. You have to make a lot to take home $2,800.
Well, exactly. And I mean, just in a year, that totally turns the tables because just in a year, that cash flow savings is $34,460 over 12 months. Yeah. So now if we take that as an example and times that by 5, so now because of the different strategy that you have of putting yourself first, investing in yourself, using your equity, using the net dollars, that gives you an investment opportunity of just in cash, not even taking into account what you can do to grow and utilize RSPs and TFSAs and all the things. That's $172,300 over 5 years.
Wow. That's amazing. That's like, yeah, we do the math. I just look at it month to month right now, but yeah, doing that, wow. And that's net.
Exactly.
That's net
And
money.
that's you getting,
Yeah.
your own personal financial plan working for you, not,
Yeah.
Paying the credit cards, not paying lines
Yeah.
of credit.
Yeah.
And, the lenders don't intercept and say, hey, there's another way to do things.
No.
We do, because that's not our bias. We're not here selling products.
Yeah.
We're here to take a look at everything and say, what can we do to find money
Mm-hmm.
for Nadine and Scott and help them retire sooner? Well, we know with this strategy,
Yeah.
this has turned the tables to $172,300. So that's in your pocket instead of unnecessary interest, making the banks more billions of dollars of record profits.
Exactly.
So it's exciting to take that in financial empowerment, right? And be like,
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
mine now. Let's do this.
Yeah. Exactly. I wish someone had done this for us, 10 years ago, right? It could have
Well, we're here
been.
now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But.
And we're always here for you and those that you love. You know, this is the most exciting thing for us because we know that it does make a huge contribution to what your overall goals are, and your goals are what's important. So it's exciting for us.
Well, you're helping people, and it shows that you care about the relationships that you're building. And it's not just a one-time, because this is my job, I'll renew your mortgage. It was, unfortunately, we lost my father during this process, and I was shocked to come home to a beautiful card of condolences from your team. You don't get that from the big banks, and this the personalized service. From the entire team, from everyone on your team. And I, was in Vancouver. My husband was in Prince George through this process, and you made it all work for us, even not even being in the same city at the time, which, you just went above and beyond what, we even, wildest expectations. So, we thank you.
Well, we thank you. It's a pleasure to be a part of this, and we're here for you for the years to come. And I'm just giving you the biggest hug right now.
Virtual hug. Thank you.
Hug. You're welcome.
You. I appreciate it.
And it's been an absolute pleasure. So I'm just grateful that you could share this, because we really do learn from each other, and we only know we can only make decisions based on what we know. And if we don't know there's a better way to do things, if we don't understand the biases that different people have when they're making recommendations, it's complicated. So I'm just so glad to hear that we were able to kind of take that away and
it was a great seamless process, and saving $2,800 net money a month. I've told all my friends.
Excellent. Well, we're all here for you, and it's just such a pleasure. Thank you so much for
my pleasure. Here. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Have a good day.
Take care. Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Wow, Angela, over 5 years, a saving of $172,900.
Manny, there's always a better way to do things. And our specialty is saving you hundreds and thousands of dollars each month that equates to you being wealthier, not having to move, and not having to work any harder than you already are.
AngelaCalla.ca, AngelaCalla.ca. You are listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author of The Mortgage Code, available on Amazon. Angela Calla, back in a moment.
Now that the warm weather is here, is it time to get rid of your old car? Oh, sure, it's served you well, but, it'd be kind of nice to have something new. Maybe a convertible. Maybe something with a sunroof. I know, car shopping can be an overwhelming experience. Is this a good price for the vehicle? Am I even looking at a vehicle that's right for me? This is a big purchase, and you need to get it right. With Car Gurus, those problems go away. They have hundreds of thousands of cars from top-rated dealers, so you can find the best deal. Car Gurus has the tools that you need to confidently shop for your next car. Advanced research, unbiased dealer ratings, in-depth car details, price history, all that. When you're ready, Car Gurus will connect you with the right trusted dealer. It's all very transparent and hassle-free. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 rated car shopping app in Canada on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Buy your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.ca. Go to cargurus.ca to make sure your next big deal is the best deal. That's cargurus.ca. cargurus.ca.
Welcome back to the Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional Angela Calla. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. Time now for our resident real estate expert from Royal LePage, Robert. Coming attractions. I love it. You got it coming soon. And this one is kind of cool because it's a big acreage, 2 homes, and you're going to talk about it.
For sure, Manny. Look, if you're looking for your own little oasis, you're just had enough of neighbors, and let's say you want to bring your parents or a sibling along because you're going to not cohabitate, but you're going to live in this compound. Well, check this out. The Wannock area of Maple Ridge, just steps to the lake there, 2 homes, 5 acres of tranquility, trees all around you. You got driveway in, of course, and all that kind of stuff. You're really not too far away from amenities. You're about a 12-minute drive over to your grocery store and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the general road, if you know the area, there's some gas stations and all that kind of stuff. So you're not completely isolated, but 26651 Cunningham Avenue, coming soon. It'll be available a couple days after you hear this announcement right now on the show, and it's going to be priced for about 2.6 million, but you got the 5 acres. It has future latent value. Now, the home that's on it is about 15 years old, and the secondary home is a cottage, but it's more modern. It was built in the last 3 or 4 years, and it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, very generous space. Once again, completely separated from the main house. Be available to view early next week.
rawboys.com with that listing, a coming attraction available in the next couple of days. We urge you to go on to Rob's website. This is 5 acres, 2 homes, Maple Ridge, Tranquility Plus. Tranquility Now. I think that was on a Seinfeld episode. That sure is in Maple Ridge with 5 acres and 2 homes, around 2.5 mil. Robert, can you subdivide this, or what's the situation with the zoning?
Look, in the future, you can get 2 duplexes. So yes, there is some subdivision potential. Look, we went through this and we talk about Anmore quite a bit because I still own a property up there, very active in the community. And, it started as a 5-acre community and then went down to 2.5. And, those things happen. One of the things you need to be aware of with this property is you're on a pristine well water, and we have hydrological water quality tests, and you're on septic. So what kind of drives most of the change in most communities, and specifically rural communities such as this, is the access to potable water. And with potable water comes fire protection. So you're going to get your fire hydrants and whatnot in the area. So that makes the ability to get slightly less, but I doubt you'll ever see anything less than 2 acres in the area. But you got 5 acres with this property here, Manny.
Robboys.com, ROBBOIES.com, with a new app, relatively new. Boy, is this taken off. Rented123.com. This is an app designed not primarily and not specifically for renters or landlords, because real estate agents can cash in on this as well. With a silver membership, describe in 2 minutes or less, Robert.
Absolutely. Look, built by a realtor, me, and a rental manager, me, for the community. Okay. So we have taken what can really be a cumbersome process, and we've completely automated it. We've added extra security features. A lot of it's controlled by AI. Manny, we have the most amazing, actually, I'm going to do a background check on Manny Bazunas. They did a background check on me by using our AI language. So we have an intelligent background check service we're super excited about. It found things about me I'd forgot about. But one of our best and most exciting features, and the thing that's growing the most, is our rent reporting membership. It's a silver membership. It's $10 a month. First 2 months are free. It comes by secure link, so no human ever sees it. It's a secure link. It comes to your email every month. You got 5-6 days to report it regardless, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, for you people that pay a couple days late. But it's going to build your credit profile just by paying your rent. Think about it. For millennial, the landlords have had the benefit of that rent being paid because the mortgage company is reporting it. Now we report it on your behalf, and then you get access to our marketplace where we got TELUS, more rewards. We've got rent to own, your dream home programs as well, which is super exciting, but that's all anchored by the silver membership. Go to rented123.com, silver membership. Click on that. You will need an ID verification, which is just an added tool you can use for all your rental experiences. Rented 123 does not have to be your property manager or landlord. It can be any property anywhere. You can split it amongst roommates, parents. If you got adult kids paying you rent and you want to build their credit profile, $10 a month, we can build little Johnny, little Sally's credit profile and eventually get them out of your house. Rented123.com.
rented123.com. By the way, Robert, when you do that background check on me, I got 2 words for you. I'm guilty. Rented123, Rob Boys from Royal LePage, and his brand new app. Well, not brand new, but relatively new. And is it really taking off? There's just so many benefits. Rented123.com. You are listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional Angela Calla. Back in a moment. Welcome back to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author Angela Calla. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. We get the widest spectrum of clients that we can to talk about their personal experiences with the Angela Calla mortgage team. We often talk with first-time buyers because it's the dream, I think, of most young people to get into their own home. I've experienced it. Angela, of course, has experienced it, albeit a few years ago. And it's just great to hear first-time buyers, and you can just tell in the tone of their voice how excited they are, not only to be in their first home, but reaching for some financial security and knowing that they are in really good hands when it comes to that document known as their mortgage. Because in Angela's system, you are in the system, and mortgages are flagged all the time in Angela's system. And if there's a better mortgage that can be had, she will alert you to that fact. So we thought we would invite someone to talk with Angela, who is a long-term client, 10 years with the Angela Calla mortgage team. She moved out here from the East Coast. The banks simply weren't helpful. And over those 10 years, she has done a variety of mortgages with the Angela Calla mortgage team.
I know, it's wonderful. And I'm so grateful for you guys. I was just telling my 4-year-old granddaughter, we just did some thank you cards. And we have some artwork coming your way, compliments of her.
Oh, well, I am so thrilled. That is the best artwork. I adore that so much. That's my favorite from the kids, for sure. And I have to say, we are just so happy for you and your family.
Well, you know, we've been part of the Angela Calla team for over 10 years now. You guys put us on the map. When we moved from the East Coast, we were so distraught because we came to a new place, new people, and our bank that we dealt with here turned us down for a mortgage and only gave us a very low capital of a mortgage, which meant the places we could look for a home wasn't where you necessarily want to raise a family. And I heard you on the radio, And I said, you know what the heck? I'm just going to give it a try. And it was the best decision, Angela, that we ever made. Not only did you get us approved for a mortgage, you got us approved for $100,000 over that what we qualified for. And we ended up with a beautiful home in a beautiful neighborhood. And we've renewed our mortgage with you guys for the past 10 years. And it's a blessing. You even got my daughter her first mortgage. And so when the other one becomes of age, she'll be going to you as well.
You know it. You know it. We're so grateful. And every time we've renewed your mortgage, I think there's been a savings in there too, right?
Oh, yeah, always. I mean, that's a plus. But, even though there's savings, what the best part of it is having people like you guys that you can trust. We've never met in person. Dave and John haven't met them in person. But it's almost like family. It's like you're dealing with your best friend.
Yeah.
And everything was done by fax or, by phone because we live on the island. You guys are on the mainland.
Yeah.
And I've had so many friends say, oh, how was the experience? Because, you're not going into the office. I said, you know what? You don't need to go into the office. You can be anywhere located. And Angela and the team make sure they come to you with your faxes. Anything you need done, it was done. It was so easy. And we trust you guys. We would never, ever go anywhere else. Never.
Oh, well, you are a part of our family. It's been such a pleasure. And I think about, the 10 years ago and how that is and how we've been able to continue to build on that. And we're just so grateful. And I'm so grateful that you touched on a few of those things, because I think a lot of Canadians don't know that where you go for your mortgage is important, because if the lender that you go to isn't using the right income, or they're not looking at everything in the financial profile, or, a different lender has different options, then that really is the difference of where you live and the quality of your life.
Exactly. And if it wasn't for you guys, I think I would have went back home on the East Coast, because I said to my husband, I cannot live where they're telling me I need to live according to the income. It doesn't make sense. And I said, we can't knock down a decent home, in a good neighborhood to bring up small kids. And I'm sorry, I had to go back home. So he was so thankful when I listened to the program and said, oh yeah, we're going to give her a try. And we read it for a moment, not for, yeah.
And do you remember how much money we saved you on redoing your mortgages over the years?
Oh my God, thousands probably, and $100 every month. My husband normally handles that aspect, but I know he's always happy and he's doing the bookwork. So I know it's been quite substantial over the years. And like I said, and you guys also helped us to take the equity out of our home we were able to put a new roof on, new windows. We added value to our home. We were able to put an in-law suite for us downstairs. So my husband and I moved downstairs while our daughter and granddaughter live upstairs. So that's a blessing right there, because without that and without having met you guys, we wouldn't be here right now. And if anyone who's thinking about renewing mortgages or getting a first-time mortgage, I highly recommend you guys wholeheartedly. They will not be disappointed. And not only in the service, but when you guys say you're going to do something, it's done. There's no waiting around. When you say you're going to have this at a certain time, it's there. And John and Dave have been excellent to work with. And I suppose all of your team, you guys gel together, right? It's the dream team.
Thank you. I feel the same way, and I know that John and Dave and Julie, they all love you and they all know you because we've all been together for so long. So, for us, we are a family, but you are our family. So when we say we're going to do something, we take care of you. And that's what I feel is just so incredible when you can meet people, however, on the radio or from however we've met. And then all these years later, continue to help you in any way that we can grow and then watch your family grow and helping your daughter. And this is why we are excited to wake up in the morning.
Well, they were young when they started for the first mortgage, and they were turned down by 3 or 4 banks. So that, you need to call Angela. She said, okay, Mom, I will. and they got the first beautiful little home together, and it was just lovely. And now my granddaughter is 4. I keep saying to her, this house, Angela Calla's got us this house.
Aw, that's amazing. And Ruth, I have roots on the island as well. My husband's family is over there, so we come over there all the time. We really love it.
Well, you need to drop in. When you feel safe enough with all this COVID stuff, please drop in, and I'd love to give you a cup of tea and show you our home.
I would be honored. I would be absolutely honored. And it's such a pleasure. And I just have to say, each and every time we see your name, we just feel this such joy in our hearts, because we've been able to help you with everything that we dream of for every Canadian that we get the pleasure to talk to.
Well, like I said, there's not every day that you meet a broker of your caliber, because we did actually work with a broker and when we first started, and it didn't turn out well for us. So if anyone a lot of people don't even realize to use a broker, they just go to the bank and they take whatever they are given the very first time, because some people don't realize going to a broker is not costing you money.
Good point. Yes.
Right. You guys do all the legwork,
mm-hmm.
and we get the opportunity and take advantage of what's the best thing for us.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, how can you go wrong with that? I mean, you get people who do all the legwork, and when Dave or you guys say anything, I'm like right there. I don't have to look anything up anymore. We don't have to check interest rates. My husband just say, just ask Dave, just ask John, they'll know.
Yeah.
That's how.
That's the difference. We're not transactional. We just don't do one thing, or we take you by the hand.
Yeah.
And we help you, and then help you build on that as well to make sure that you do have the best options. And another thing, Ruth, is we protect your credit score too, because each time you go to a different lender, it takes points off your credit. And that's why you've always gotten the best mortgages, because you've come directly, to us to be able to help you with that.
And like I said, we will always forever be loyal to you guys. We wouldn't even think about going anywhere else. And we always recommend our friends to you guys, whether they take advantage. I don't know if they do or not. I think they're foolish if they don't. But I will always highly recommend you guys. You guys are the best. Like I said, the dream team. For sure.
Well, this has just been so much fun, and we're so grateful, and it's such a pleasure to see you. And I love the new hairdo. Because the last time I think that we were online together, one of the lenders that we work with were doing a contest, and you had entered in that as well. So it's a pleasure to help you build and protect your wealth. It's an honor to have you in our family, and we're always just a phone call or email away.
Well, thank you. Say hi to Dave and John for me, and Julie, and I wish you all a safe and happy weekend.
Oh, thank you. You too. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, take care, dear. Bye-bye.
Pretty cool, Angela. It's now a real family affair, because not only is Ruth in your system and using your team to further her financial security with her mortgages and mortgage updates and renewals, but her daughter is now seeking your advice.
It is a multi-generational family wealth plan when you work together with the Angela Calla mortgage team. I mean, parents want to make sure that their kids don't make costly mistakes, and we're right there to help ensure that security financially and for their home moving forward. AngelaCalla.ca is how you reach out to Angela. There's no fee for her service. AngelaCalla.ca. I want to thank Ruth and Ruth's daughter indirectly for seeking out the free advice and free service of the Angela Calla mortgage team. You're listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author of The Mortgage Code, Angela Calla. Back in a moment. Welcome back to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author of The Mortgage Code, which we hope to touch on before we leave you for this edition of The Mortgage Show. AngelaCalla.ca, AngelaCalla.ca. Most people know, most people who have been going through a divorce and how traumatic that can be. But among the more traumatic of that separation is what to do with the family home. And
Angela helps a lot of people who, unfortunately, they're going their separate ways, but they don't necessarily have to give up that family home. And we thought we'd touch base with a single parent going through a divorce, had some pretty good credit, but with some financial issues. And Angela restructured Rob's mortgage, saving Robert $324.13 a month and relieving him of a lot of stress. Robert, welcome to the show. How did you first get in touch with Angela?
Well, I'm a 53-year-old single parent of 2 kids, recently divorced, happily divorced. But, being on my own is a different thing. And it created a lot of financial changes. Still have to help my kids and get them through university and their new starts in life. So it's important for me to still have a good financial basis and a solid foundation for myself.
Well, Rob, my understanding is you were actually looking for a home and you sought the advice of several financial institutions. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, I had been dealing with a major financial institution for decades. I had a credit rating of a very high credit rating, with a very good one, and but for whatever reason, they didn't seem fit to help me in ways that were made economic sense to me. A lot of the financial institutions wanted to sell me products that just weren't right for me. Angela actually took in consideration my entire, my whole new life, and she really put it down into perspective for me. So that helped tremendously.
So the process with Angela, to summarize, was just so much easier and so much better, just in terms of options.
Well, yes, options were a lot better options for me. Also, and more importantly, I think in the end, I felt a lot more at ease. And she really took care of me. I wasn't like just a number or just some kind of bank loan or something like that. I felt really, truly like a person and someone that she cared about and helping me take care of my financial position. And that is super important.
And the special extra bonus was that she was able to save you some money.
She did save me money. She saved me, in just our conversations, $324.13 a month. But that's just in our own examples or our own the work that we did. What she saved me over the other lending institutions was significantly more than that.
So what advice, Rob, would you give to our listeners this evening on the Mortgage Show here at CKNW?
Well,
they too are in a similar position or any position where they require some mortgage help.
My advice to anybody looking for mortgage help is go see Angela. She does take the time, and her group are awesome. Everybody that works with her and for her really give you the sense that they're there for you, and it's very helpful. Even just to get a better feeling of where one stands. And as a person who had gone through divorce, sometimes you need to step back and you need to be able to reset yourself. And Angela helped you do that in a very, very, very wonderful way.
Yeah, I would say with that extra $324 and change a month, that would relieve a lot of stress, especially if you're going your separate way after a marriage breakup.
It relieves a lot of stress, and their children are older, and part of that savings will now go towards helping their daughter with university. So understanding that family dynamics are always changing and wanting to help your children move along to their next stage of life, it's a privilege to know that that additional tax-free income is now coming into their household as a result of paying their mortgage and outside debts most effectively. So that will certainly help their daughter with university bills.
Well, you recently helped Deanne, a single mom from Port Moody, save $1,485 a month by restructuring her mortgage and consolidating that outside debt into that restructured mortgage. She's been busy, she was busy during the pandemic, as we all were, and it cost her a lot of money. It cost us all a lot of money during the pandemic. I mean, work slowed down. Some of us couldn't go to work. So this savings now, Angela, is going to help her relax and start saving for her daughter's education. $1,485 a month. Quickly tell us how you restructure a mortgage. We talk about it each and every edition of the Mortgage Show. But for those who are new to the program, I think we should explain exactly what a restructured mortgage is and why it saves you money.
Very simple. We break your existing mortgage and outside debts, and then we consolidate it all into a new mortgage at a lower interest rate, and we right size the amortization, and that payment gets reduced significantly, and you have one payment now instead of multiple payments. And so it's paperwork on our end and a few submission of documents on yours. And, who knows, next month, maybe you could be saving $300 or $1,400 a month without having to move or having to work any harder than you already are. Manny, economic times are shifting. We have political uncertainty with our neighbors to the south. We have strikes looming with certain sectors. We have the tariffs that could be impacting things. If you are living paycheck to paycheck and you do not have 6 months of an emergency fund set aside, it's absolutely time to mortgage smartly, understand your options, and protect yourself by taking power of your financial situation, making the call to us today, and setting up a plan so you can benefit just like the people that we had join us on our show today.
Well, you're right. There is so much uncertainty, and one thing is certain, that cash is king. So you want an emergency fund, and Angela can help you work all that out with a restructured mortgage. I should point out there's no fee for Angela's service. Calla.ca, Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. Much of what we talk about on the Mortgage Show each week on CKNW. The Mortgage Code. This is a best-selling book by Angela, available on Amazon. And it was really a personal project for you, Angela. You are so deeply committed to this business over the last 20 years. So highly regarded right across the nation for your expertise. You thought you would put a pen to paper and allow everyone to have access to some of the subtleties of the mortgage industry through the Mortgage Code, your best-selling book.
Yes. And I just had someone email me today. Hey, I'm 65 years old. I've read your book, The Mortgage Code. I wish I read it 30 years ago, but hey, can you help me buy a home? And it's so exciting. Every day there's someone new that reads it. We have teenagers. We have people in their 60s. We have schools that discuss this book. It's in the library. It is just such an amazing journey to help really help people avoid costly mistakes, save money, and move up the property ladder. It's a very easy read that handles all different life stages. And really the basis is what you don't know is costing you money. Working with an unbiased professional will show you and guide you through all those aspects. And then the proactive mortgage management and the ability to adapt strategy.
Well, I think more and more people are turning to mortgage brokers because your third-party arm's length, at least the statistics suggest that more people are going to mortgage brokers. My generation, we had this, what we thought was a trusted relationship with our big bank. We did all our banking generally at one bank. We got to know the people in that bank. That banking industry is no longer, it just is no longer that person to person. You go into your bank today, it'll be 3 or 4 different people than there was last week. And, mortgages are a business for them. They've got quotas to reach, and they're going to sell you product even if you don't need it when you go in for a mortgage. Hey, what about this? Or what about that? So you really want someone who's not directly connected with a big financial institution, but in fact deals with all financial institutions. I think you told me one time, Angela, that it's multiple financial institutions, like 100 or more.
Manny, there's dozens of lenders that consumers don't have direct access to. They're only accessible through accredited mortgage professionals in efforts to not have the banks competing with their different departments, because we have special offers and terms that they don't make available to the public. And that's one of the items that we discuss on What You Don't Know That's Costing You Money in my book, The Mortgage Code.
Mortgage Code, available on Amazon. It's a bestseller, and it's a win-win situation. The proceeds to worthwhile causes in the community. Who is the latest beneficiary of the profits, Angela?
Presently it's the Tri-Cities Moms Group. So we do food hampers for families in the Tri-Cities that need a little hand up during these difficult times.
No fee for Angela's service. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. You have been listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional Angela Calla. We'll see you next time.